In my first year, I remember my first salary. It was funny. I waited for it. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it in my phone.
We all do that. Eh?
Yeah, I don't really believe that I have started working, and I think my first pay. I'm gonna just it was like I think the highest I've earned in my articles was a gross of
Let's do a segue. We're gonna talk about your saving articles, your journey to
yes.
profit. But let's do something exciting, Yana, here.
Okay.
I have a small Yana quiz
Okay.
here. I'm trying to,
Okay.
I'm
No,
trying to
no.
be, yeah, I'm trying to be creative, huh? Um,
Okay.
so let's start here. Um, Mercedes Benz or BMW?
You know, BMW any day.
BMW any day.
Any day.
Oh man, is it this because you're driving one, or is it because usually the car that you drive will always be the best and stuff like that.
I think, I'll just talk about the BMW interior. They create the best interior. They have the most comfortable seats I've ever sat on a car. Um, the customer service, from BMW, it's quite amazing. I think for me, if I was to rank it in terms of the things I love about them, I think number one for me would be the customer service from them. They really take care of their customers. They really take care of of their cars. Even if when you drive that car, you feel as part and parcel of the BMW family.
Yeah. Did you go to the M Fest? There was an M Fest, I think, some couple of weeks ago.
Unfortunately, I heard about it quite late. Actually, my partner did send that to me, and then it was quite, yeah, it was quite late when I saw it. I think I had a busy 3 months at work, so I was quite off. The social medias, and yeah, it was more work in the past 3 months. So I told myself I'm not missing the next one. I'm getting to as early as I can.
Yeah, because on my WhatsApp, I have a lot of the people that I have on my WhatsApp, they are BMW drivers. So
Yes.
during that week, man, I was like, I must get a BMW as well. Eh?
you know, I'd recommend a BMW any day. People, that are quite close in my circle, they know that how much I advocate for BMW. I've fallen in love with the brand. I know like which engines to get, which one is the best one, which one will not even give you problems, even at 300,000 kilometers, 500,000 kilometers. I'd say that's the best engine to go for.
And when is this love for BMW came about? Like, was this your first car, a BMW, or have you driven anything besides a BMW? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Um, Actually, not really. I'd say I've driven anything besides. I've driven like Toyota cars. I think there was some point in time when people used to ask me which car would you go for. I used to say the Legend 50 Toyotas, those bikies. I used to
Mm.
really love them. Let me say I still love those cars, but it's just with the level of crimes, they're quite a
Mm.
target. For criminals in the country, and I said, you know what, maybe look at other options, and I went for a BMW. I think the first BMW I drove was a 320D BMW. I drove it for 3 months, and I said, "This is the car. It, it was an amazing experience. With that car, and I think I drove home with it for the first time, and I had the best ride in the car ever. And that's how I fell in love with it. And I remember the current one that I'm driving. You would laugh at this. I didn't even go to the dealership to see it. The guys at the dealership sent me videos of the car. I said, no, I'm coming to get the car on Saturday. I didn't think
What?
hard about it.
You didn't even test drive it, nothing.
No, I said, that's the car.
Wow.
It was a BMW engine. I said, no, I'm coming to get that car. And yeah, I mean,
Hey.
so far, I'm happy with it. I remember Itumele will say that he normally jokes with me. He said, you don't beat the rumors about BMW drivers.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I once saw a post saying that it was a post, I think it was on X. Someone posted to say, like, as a guy, just to gift yourself, at some point, you must just drive a BMW. Just, it's one of the experiences that you must have as a guy before you die. Just drive a BMW. And I was like, what? Hey, BMW drivers, they're the Kaiser Chiefs fans, eh? They always talk about the brand.
Um, I'd say I really agree with that statement. Um, from my experience with the cars, with the BMWs, they're such amazing cars. I mean, to drive in. I mean, in the highways, you'd really enjoy that experience. I mean, I think one thing I think I love about the car that I drive, it's um, I don't think I really love speed. I think there was a point in time when I just got in the car I used to enjoy. I mean, driving it in the highway, and it's what is it? Is the 0 to 5 seconds reaching 100 thing to me that says amazing, and it's just I don't know, it's just amazing experience. Like, I mean, when you go from that, how the car quickly accelerate from 0 to 100 within like 5 seconds. It's just yeah, it's just something else.
Yeah, no, they should make you an ambassador. You've just sold BMW to me, for
That's why
sure.
I cannot miss the M Fest next year.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't. Okay, we'll come back to this detour. You know, it's just to
Yes.
spice the conversation. So,
Mhm.
when you're done with your CTA, now you're going to serve the articles. You
Yes.
served your articles at the Auditor-General South Africa, right?
Yes, correct.
How was that?
Um, I would say I saved my articles at quite, I think, the worst time. As a trainee, I think the work from home thing was implemented for the first time within my 3 months of articles. We had COVID 2020,
Oh,
and we had to work from home, and everyone has to, um, I mean, adapt to it. Even though, like, I'd say for audit, they've always had that work from home thing, but not working from home, but working from clients because you mostly work remotely from clients' premises. So I think audit was really prepared for their staff to work away from the office. And but I mean, being a first year trainee, it was quite difficult. I mean, managers have to now adapt to new ways of working, have to having to coach people through Teams. I mean, there was Team, there was Zoom. I think Zoom was quite popular first, and then it had issues with, cyber attacks, and then people moved to Teams, and um, yeah, I think first couple of months, we were not really active at work. Clients were not available, couldn't get information. But the organization was quite proactive. They started to enroll us in a lot of training to ensure that we get our training hours after the 3 years. And yeah, we had quite a lot of training within that time. And then, yeah, and then things started to get better. The country started to open up. And then yeah, even though we were working from home, I mean, being coached online, having to learn stuff on my own. But I think I had quite great articles experience at the Auditor General. I mean, I moved within, I think, 8 to 10 different clients. It was an amazing experience. And um, working in organizations such as the AG, I think it's something that even like the organization is part of, like the workforce of the organization represent demographics of the country. I mean, where you work in an organization where blacks, I mean, excellence is celebrated. You see many black young men and women doing well in the corporate space. I mean, changing things in our public sector, moving things. I mean, uh, it was an amazing experience. Like I've really felt like I was doing something for South Africa. I mean, when I'm auditing, I
Yeah.
used to have this helmet with me to say, "This is for my country, and I want this organization to do well. I want to see service delivery improving in the country. I want to." It it was amazing. I'm quite a patriot, and I mean, having to work for the Auditor General was an amazing experience for me. I remember once had an interview with a certain organization back then. They asked me that, I mean, you're about to finish your articles. I mean, don't you want to move overseas, UK? And I said, you know what? I still believe a lot in the South African story. I still believe this is an amazing country. And being at the Auditor General gave me that role to say, I can do something for my country. Yeah, I mean, I had beautiful articles experience.
And like, so when you move from being a student to now getting to an entity such as the Auditor General South Africa, the transitioning, how was that?
Um, I think with the audit firms, they are what we call training institutions. I mean, they quite very much prepared to take you through the journey. Like I mean, they make it easy for you to move from like varsity into the workspace. I mean, there are training programs built in the first couple of weeks. There is induction. There's a number of trainings that you go through. There's coaching that happens a lot. I mean, one of the responsibilities for an assistant audit manager is to train trainees. And I think that what made it easier to really, I mean, transition from varsity into the workspace. I mean, I think one thing I really missed when I was in the workspace, I mean, in the workspace or doing my articles, was Vasta had more control over my time. But and now you have to be in 8 to 4. It was quite difficult to adapt to that. I mean, that you can't really do your own stuff within those hours. But I think with the support of like the senior trainees, I mean, your second year trainees, third year trainees, the assistant managers, and the coaching that we got from the auditing, it became much better. And I mean, with time, I got to adapt. I mean, this is the new way of life. Unfortunately, I mean, unless you do something incredible, go into business, maybe you may have a little bit of rest. But I mean, from my experience with business on the side, no, that doesn't happen. It's quite stressful
Okay.
compared to work. I mean, it's more stressful compared to work.
Yeah, yeah. And for you, it looked like it was a paved way because you're funded by the Auditor General South Africa.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Hmm.
you had to save articles with them.
Yes, I have to save articles with them.
And then, because other people, if they don't have that arrangement, and then how is the hustling of saving articles in the accounting profession? Or is it that easier?
Um, I'd say it's how do I describe this? With the audit firms, they always looking for trainees every year. I mean, you hear of the Auditor General taking at least, I'm just an estimate. I know, but each year they'll take at least 200. The Big Four will take each may take at least 500 trainees. So they really go hard to fish for students, especially in their final years in varsity, even in their third year of training and second year of training. So I've heard stories of trainees who had signed articles contract in their second year of training, third year of training. So the firms actually quite compete to get trainees. They're always looking for trainees. There are many stories I've had people switching from one audit firm to another, even before they start working. Because maybe the other firm will offer, a better option. So it's not a hassle. I always say to people, get your CTA. Don't stress about articles. You're gonna get into articles. I think the articles that are quite difficult to get into, it's the banking articles, companies, other corporate companies that have CSA program. It's quite a little bit difficult because they try to get maybe their people when they're in their third year, and then that, and most of the time they look at your academic performance, and yeah, and I think what they demand on the side could be quite higher marks. They look for like students who are doing very well, and it may be difficult for most of the people to get like like your average of 70% across all your modules. So I think those are the only articles I think it could be difficult to get into. But your traditional audit firms, it's not difficult as long as you have your CTA, you'll get in.
So, is there such a thing as this is the best place to sell your articles? Like maybe in auditing or in banking, or it doesn't matter?
Um, Look, people would say, if you save your articles in the big four audit firms, you get great opportunities. I think that's true. I would say true to a certain extent. Um, the big four, they have a global footprint. The guys that train there, they work almost anywhere in the world. We have quite a lot of newly qualified CAs who are moving abroad, moving to other countries. Um, so I'd say, if one was to add, I'd say the big four, it's you get a lot of opportunities. I think even also the attitude from the market, the recruiters, they look for, people who are training the big four. But I'd say, I was trained by the best institution, the Auditor General. I think they are the best in what they do. They are the best in what they do, and I believe I got really proper training that prepared me to work within the organization and outside the organization. And I believe they produce one of the best CAs in the country.
So here am I. Let's say I've done accounting. I'm saving my articles, right? Um, the do's and don'ts when it comes to saving articles as a trainee.
Um, the do's, I'd say, be prepared to work extra hours. If you're gonna be an excellent CSA, you don't knock off at 4. You're gonna have to do the extra hours. People might say that you're overworking yourself, but if you're gonna be the best, you're gonna have to do extra hours. Um, Always have a positive attitude. No one is there to get you. Always be positive. Do your work. Um, Build good relationships with people, be it clients, be it your managers, be it your colleagues. Always build good relationship. Network a lot in the CSA space. There's a lot of networking events. Attend those. Get to know the people in the profession. Get to know the people in your company. These are the people. One day, if you work with them, they'll say, "No, Tinyiko can do this. I trust Tinyiko." Like, it's it's amazing. I mean, I had one experience when I was in another audit. A manager went to put a request. A senior manager went to put a request to say, "I need Tinyiko in this audit." So it's one of those great relationships you need to put, and of course you're gonna build those through great relationships. And I'd say build good. I'll repeat these words again: build good relationships, and understand the people that you work with, and find ways to work with each other. I mean, I used to work with a team where we are very open with each other. We would call each other at any time on our phones regarding work-related matters. It was something that we agreed on, and it was working for us because we used to meet our deadlines. I think it's the last audit team where I worked with in the Auditor General. I'd say with the A team, we used to do amazing stuff. Yeah, I'd say that was the, I mean, because we had built a good relationship. Um, what the don'ts in audit, I mean, in your articles, I think it's ethics. I mean, don't do funny things. Think about the profession every time. Your social media, don't write anything, don't share anything. I mean, just you can share funny stuff, but be careful of what you share. I mean, be ethical as possible when it comes to work related matters. Yeah, I think it's don't do funny things like don't be unethical about anything because I think what I have seen or what I've seen in the profession is it's quite unkind to unethical thing. I mean, unethical people, unethical behavior. Whether you're a trainee or you're a qualified CSA, they're quite unkind to that. So be ethical as possible. I mean, think about the profession every day and everything that you do on your social media.
So when you sell articles, obviously you get paid, right?
Yes.
Is it good money? Like, or is it like, because you hear from other professions that the saving articles like really looks like some exploitation of some sort, where people are underpaid and everything like that. How is that in accounting?
Um, Look, I would say the pay in accounting, it's people can say, "Oh, you work at the Auditor General, they pay good." The pay was quite good, quite okay. I mean, for my responsibilities at the time as a trainee, didn't have much responsibilities, so it was good. It was quite good, a good salary. I mean, I think I mean across different firms, banks, big fours, and other firms, they pay quite reasonable well. But I always say, I mean, there's never a salary that's enough. It's the decisions that we take every day.
What's reasonable? You know, I mean, doing some political, political. What is this? When people diplomatic answers. What's the range?
In my first year, I remember my first salary. It was funny. I waited for it. I wanted to see it. I mean, I wanted to see it in my phone.
We all do that. Eh?
Yeah, I don't really believe that I have started working, and I think my first pay. I'm gonna just it was like a net of 14,500 and some change. At that time, I had not received my ITC result. I think after I received my ITC result, I wouldn't remember the gross, but I was earning between 16 and 18,000 within my first year. And then, I mean, as you progress in your articles, I mean, they recognize you now you're a first year, now you're a second year. They increase your salary as you progress in your articles. I think the highest I've earned in my articles was a gross of 32, 33,000 day. That was the highest I earned in my articles.
Yo,
That time I had my board two exams.
yo, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Yeah. So,
if
mhm. So
Yeah.
I would say in the profession, as you progress well, with time, they start to, increase your salary and recognize the experience that you have.
Does this depend on the board exams that you have? Like
A
the
lot, yeah. It's highly dependent on the board exams. As you progress with your board exams, they increase your salary. So it's one of those
uh,
incentives to say, you know what, I'm in this range. If I push very hard, I could get this amount.
I see. I see. I see.